People. Que pasa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. First thing that is popping in the news, it is called every day that the bucket goes to the well, one day the bottom is going to drop out. Now people, there's a group of men from Montego Bay, 6, Squash, Chronic Law to a lesser extent. I'll speak about him further on in the news. And then J-Man, there was an incident that occurred in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, in which 2 persons lost their life. It is said that J-Man was the trigger man, J-Man was the clappist. However, during the little melee, well, not little melee, because based on what the residents said, there was all sorts of rapid sound clappings, all sorts of rifle. When the po-po go up on the scene, they found tens of spent shell, 40, 60, whole heap. So therefore, you know, say, this man was going on X, and maybe the people were trying to save their life. However, after the smoke clear, like me say, 2 of the persons in which J-Man allegedly, ATTACK, they were left, DEAD, top out, gone to the afterlife. It was said that J-Man was also injured very badly. He drove away from the scene of the crime and he found himself in a place of recovery in a Tamarack, which is just up the road, a stone's throw away. However, the po-po, the feds, they surmise that, listen, these incidents are together. This man driving to a place of recovery in a Tamarack, and also the 2 people that were left flat out upon the apartment complex. They are definitely linked based on eyewitness, based on videos, based on the car that was used, based on the car that was abandoned, based on BLOOD splattering of the car. So therefore, you know these people, them dot all them I's, cross all them T's. They are doing what investigators do. They investigate. So therefore, you know, so when any type of pie goes down, first thing they're going to do what is called a swab. So even though he was taken to the place of recovery, even though based on information that I got, he had some sorts of life-threatening WOUNDS. So therefore, them not going to pressure him too much. However, they are going to do their due diligence. So therefore, they are going to investigate, because people, they don't want to interrupt the crime scene, and a crime scene involves any part of a hand, any part of a body where there might be some sort of, call it EXPLOSIVE residue from any sorts of rifle, any sorts of pie. So therefore, them would have know, say, all right, this man was definitely one of, or if not, the SHOOTER. This occurred 7 p.m. Him reach at the place 7:30. So therefore, it does not take a rocket scientist. This would be more than coincidental. So anyways, the incident occurred, and then them a do them job, them in the background, laying at the cut. And then finally, they charge him, J-Man. I think his name is Jameer Shelton, something like that, don't quote me. He was officially charged for the double and also first degree. So people, if you know anything about first degree, that carries a maximum of life imprisonment. You can't max out more than that. Other than that, you're going to get a double or triple. And people, if them run it concurrent, it does not even matter. Either way, damn if you do, damn if you don't. He is pretty much doomed. So people, them all on pan J-Man. And then we saw that Squash did an interview on his social media handle. And he pretty much was in denial mode. And if you know anything about Squash, based on all the interviews that he has done on TVJ, pan CVM, pan social media, wherever, he acts as if he has no sorts of involvement. Him just know the 6B, a group of producer, a group of artists, no set of GUNMEN, no sorts of criminal intention. He is innocent. Of course, people, all of us know way, way different. That is the MO of a psychopath. That is the MO of a criminal. Them crime, them lie, and then them deny. CMDAMN thing. Now people are saying, it seems as if Squash do some sort of damage control. It seems as if Squash is trying to put up some sort of smoke screen to distance himself from this incident. He was acting as if he had no sorts of idea. He don't know what happened. He was not a part directly or indirectly. He was oblivious. He was lost in space. Lost in transition, people. I don't know how it is that you and I there in Jamaica and know about this. This is his friend. It is alleged that he went by. Something went wrong. There was some sort of disagreement. The disagreement turned from argument to physical to GUNS drawn. It is said that he was a part of it. It is said that J-Man, in some capacity, went and did some sort of reprisal based on that. You and I know that Squash and J-Man, Squash has J-Man as some sort of producer by default. However, we know that he is a violent producer. Now people, here's the thing that boggles my mind. These youths, name were calling up in all sorts of thing in a Montego Bay. All sorts of mix up, all sorts of gang activity. All sorts of scamming. You name it, from A to Z, their name was being called up. So even if they are not guilty of everything, call it say 1 to 10%, these persons actually should have been locked up, should have been incarcerated for at least one takeaway. So therefore, they are on borrowed time. Borrowed time meaning in this life versus the afterlife, meaning in a free life versus in a some sort of penal institution. Behind these are those prison walls. However, they managed to elude, they managed to escape by some sorts of luck, and people sometimes them say it is better to be lucky than good or to be cautious. So therefore, we see these youths have been very lucky how they are still alive, how they are still free. And what makes it even more boggling, they managed to find themselves in America, a place that has such stringent measures for a visa for one to qualify. However, people, like I've said before, as a musician, they are not going to cramp your style. Once you can prove that you are indeed a musician, you travel, you need to enhance your creative juices. You need to go to America, link up with this one or that one. You have reason. However, people, it is also a privilege, it is not a right, to be granted a US visa, especially when we know, say, them give people problem for just a spliff, for just a little criminal record, was known, notorious GANG members. However, people, here is what caused them to slip through the hole. They have zero conviction. However, we know that when it comes to United States, even on some sort of visa application, something that is newly implemented, they check social media, they check the status, and people, this must be incompetence by the government of Jamaica, the relevant authority, the JCF. How is it that they don't communicate with the US Embassy and make them know, say, listen, them man ya at a Jamaica, them man ya do all sorts of things allegedly at Jamaica. So therefore, you might want to rethink your decision of issuing any sorts of visa to these individuals. However, people like them say, it is too late, the horse is out the gate already. So we have to ask the question, was Jamaica playing its part with his international partner? People, me no know where I'm going. Now people, here's the thing that people are asking. How is it that J-Man get hold and he was defending Squash allegedly? How is it that he does not or did not call up Squash name? It seems as if J-Man is a real G-Man. J-Man a hold out. J-Man a stand firm in the stand your ground state, which is Florida. He is not going to sell out his friend. However, people, that is furthest from the truth. Because like I told you, whenever people have the characteristics of being criminal, whenever people are out there just taking out people randomly, people that are their opposition, it tells you that this person, A, does not have a heart. This person does not have a conscience. This person does not respect life, the living, or worse, they don't respect the DEAD. Because these are the same type of people that would con up somebody and then go to that person's final send-off and con it up and even take away a few of his family members just as icing on the cake. So I say this to say that what it means is that whenever you have these type of characteristics, you are not loyal to anybody but yourself. You have what we call the selfish characteristics, MO chromosome. You just look out for self. So therefore, any opportunity that you get to save yourself, that is exactly what you are going to do. So that leads me back to what I said before. Do you think that if J-Man gets the opportunity, which he will be offered by the feds, to call up somebody name or say what is the motive, who sent him, who is he representing? Is this some sort of solar app, or was this some sort of conspiracy that included Squash? People, in my humble estimation, guesstimation, whatever you want to call it, he is going to flip just like flipper, flop, flip-flop, point blank, and period. Now, people, here is why I say this also. When Shabdan was held the other day, and it is said that he went on a mission, a conspiracy, he was a part of the people we take with 3 people in a Montego Bay, the triple takeaway. It is said, word on the street, that J-Man was the person that was working with the Popo in Jamaica. J-Man is one of the person that went to the identification parade. J-Man was one of the person that pointed out Shabdan. Now people, remember, these are all musical partners, meaning Shabdan, producer / crime producer, meaning J-Man, producer, don't know any rhythms that he produce, don't know if he actually knows how to play any sorts of instrument, knows how to turn on a computer. However, we've seen Squash saying that he is his producer, so therefore leave it right there. So maybe he is his crime producer, he is his partner in crime. So when you think about the loyalty and what to expect, the history shows you, if you want to know the future, just look at the past. The past is that J-Man has no conscience. J-Man has no heart. J-Man acts as if he has nitro running through his vein. So therefore, when the feds go to him, which they will, and say, listen, are you going to take this rap by yourself, or are you going to bring down some people with you? More than likely, when he thinks about, is Squash going to be out there having a grand time, flossing, posing up with all sorts of tool? Is Squash going to be taking care of my family, my kids, my mother? Is Squash built like that? Does Squash have those type of characteristics in which me can say within myself definitively that yes, he is going to take up his responsibility as a stepfather? Or will Squash turn his back on me like most people do? People, which one do you think is going to happen? So people, me talk about Squash, me talk about J-Man, me talk about Shabdan, and people, I am going to speak about Chronic Law. And people, here is the deal. When it comes to Chronic Law, we see that he has been kind of distancing himself from Squash. So it is quite obvious that there is some sort of rift going on in the camp. Because we not see no sorts of music, we not see no sorts of communication. We've heard all sorts of subliminal disses. Now people, when it comes to the 6 and the individuals that are involved, I am speaking about Shabdan and music partnership. I am speaking about Squash as an artist / producer, executive producer. I am speaking about Shabdan. Shabdan, we know, say, have a couple of songs with Squash. Shabdan, we know, say, have a couple of songs with Chronic Law also. J-Man, don't know what is the affiliation other than some sort of enforcer, some sort of gunman. Don't know which part he plays, if he even play any sort of instrument. However, people, it seems as if he has played himself out of the game. Because, people, these are some very serious crimes. Whenever you are charged by the popo in America, especially the feds, which I heard that the feds are now getting involved because sister, this incident is far-reaching. It has implication from America, Florida to be specific, back to Jamaica. So therefore, they are prying, they are investigating, they are doing their due diligence. So people, I would expect to see or hear Squash losing all privilege as it pertains to his visa. And if things don't turn out as good as he hoped, at best, he is going to be sent home. And at worst, he is going to be charged. He is going to be implicated. He is going to be linked up to this double that J-Man is said to have committed. However, people, like me say, these youths are lucky. These youths must be sleeping with some sort of obia woman, because people, they always manage to beat everything, no matter how serious it seems. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, that is my views as it pertains to that. And like me say, if you appreciate videos straight to the point, no beating around the bush, show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And people, word to the wise. Whenever you are making any sorts of stride in life, there's always going to be a set of vipers. A set of vipers that are insecure and their heart is filled with hate. Because when they look at you, they see that your ceiling is in the stratosphere. However, when they look at their self, they realize that their ceiling is in the cellar, in the abyss of hell. So therefore, they are going to do everything within their means to bring you down, because that is the only way that they can feel as if they are up. Point blank and period.